there are 100 plus premarital questions to ask your spouse before you say I do. These questions are covering different core areas: spirituality, intimacy, finances, family, health, pleasure, different aspects. So you can as well ask this question to your spouse. If you're already married and you didn't ask these questions before, ask these questions to your spouse to know exactly what the answers is. I know you're curious to even know what these answers. If you rushed into marriage and you forgot to ask or nobody taught you about these things, you can still engage your spouse in these questions. You can ask this question over a cup of coffee or whilst you're on the phone having sweet conversations. You can ask this question anytime, not all at once. Just ask them one by one, step by step, until you're fully satisfied their answers. And if they're not giving you satisfactory answer, what do? Run for your life. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start with faith and foundation questions. So I'll give you 10. That's how I'll do it all through the core areas. We'll take it one by one. So let's start with the faith and foundation. Question 1. What does your personal work with God look like right now? 2. Do you have a consistent prayer life or devotional? You need to know. What role does spiritual authority play in your life? When people say report your husband or report your wife to a spiritual authority, do they really have a spiritual authority? Does a spiritual authority play any role in their life? So, what do you believe about spiritual headship or submission in marriage? That's number 4. Number 5, how often do you attend fellowship or church? Once in a while? Sundays? Midweek? Let's know. 6, do you believe we should serve together in a ministry or separately? Or do you even believe in serving in church? Another one, have you ever walked away from God before? What brought you back? Number 8, do you tithe? Why? Or why not? We ought to know. Number 9, how do you feel about deliverance? Speaking in tongues or praying in tongues, fasting, and all those piricoco themes and terms. Share your views. And number 10, when we argue, are you willing to pray first or walk off? Which? Now let's go to the second segment, mental and emotional health questions. You need to ask these ones. 1, have you ever gone to therapy or counseling before? Because some people will see counseling as unless you've lost it before you go for counseling. Who told you that? But anyways, have you? 2, what childhood experience still affects your relationship? Let's know about your childhood trauma when it sparks up or something triggers it that affects your relationship. Tell us. Now, these questions are for both genders. It's not a wife asking husbands alone. Husband, ask your wives, or husband to be, wife to be. Singles, ask each other. Number 3, when you get angry, do you raise your voice or go out, throw things, break the TV or shout? What do you do when you get angry? 4, what's your emotional love language? Receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, sense of touch, acts of service. Let's know. Do you even have a love language? You don't know you have a love language? 5, what makes you shut down emotionally? Because some people just shut down. They don't want to talk. What brings about it so we know and we can? Which leads me to my number 6. Do you know your attachment style? Do you want avoidance or do you love, is it secure, anxious, avoidant? What is it? Your attachment style. 7, how do you process pain or disappointment? You just shut the world out? You want to just sleep it off? You go doing something that gives you pleasure? How do you react to it? 7, do you believe crying is a weakness or a release? How can I best support you during an emotional meltdown or breakdown? That's number 8. Number 9. 10, have you ever struggled with suicidal thoughts or depression? Now let's go to the third segment, medical and physical health. The few questions you can ask. 1, what are your blood group genotype? Obviously, you should ask that question. 2, have you ever done a full STD panel test? Next, are there any health issues you're managing you need to tell me about? Next, are you on medication for anything long term? Let me know. Next, do you snore? Ask. Do you believe in healing through faith or medicine or both? Have you had surgery before or any current medical debt? Would you be willing to do a full medical check before marriage? Obviously, yes, you should be willing. Now let's go to my favorite, financial transparency. What is your current source of income? 2, are you in debt, student loan, credit card, car notes, whatever? Tell me. Do you budget monthly or spend as you go? Do you believe in joint account or separate or hybrid? Who pays the bill if we both earn? Have you ever defaulted on a loan? Do you give to your family regularly? How regular? How do you define financial comfort? Would you be open to business together or strictly personal finance? Have you ever borrowed money from someone and not returned it? These 10 financial questions, oh my god. Next, intimacy and sexual expectations. This is another part of my favorite. Now let's go into it. Are you a virgin? If not, how many past partners? What was your sexual exposure growing up? What were you exposed to sexually? Abuse, porn, or purity culture? What turns you on emotionally, not just physically? Do you know how to communicate what you want intimately? What does good sex mean to you? Do you believe intimacy should be spontaneous or planned? What are your thoughts on sex during pregnancy or even after childbirth? Do you believe in oral sex? And what are your views on spicing it up? Have you struggled with porn or masturbation? What scares you most about married sex? How often do you think you would want sex weekly? Now let's go to my third favorite, communication and conflict. Ask these questions. Ask. When you are upset, do you prefer space or conversation? What is your conflict style? Fire or freeze? When you are, do you give it to me hot or you just keep quiet? Which one? Fire or freeze? Do you believe yelling is abusive or just expressive? My mother and my father used to yell. There's nothing wrong with yelling. Tell me, what are your beliefs on that? That leads me to my next question. What are your parents' conflict style growing up? Would you go to a counselor like Bedmatics or a pastor when we can't agree? What is disrespect to you? Do you believe in silent treatment? Malice? Do you hold grudges or forgive quickly? Do you have a walk away line in marriage? Ask these questions. The next is lifestyle and daily habits. Are you a morning person or a night owl? How clean do you like your space? Spot free or creative chaos? What is your daily non-negotiables? Like gym, your coffee? What does rest look like for you? Do you like noise in the background, like music or stuff? Or just quiet? Do you prefer home cooked meals or takeout? Do you expect meals daily or can you cook too? What does a fun day off look like for you? How much time do you need alone? Would you rather go shopping with me or just send money? Let's go to the next, families and boundaries. 1. Do you currently live with your parents or relatives or live alone? When there is conflict, do you tell your families first or your spouse? Do your parents expect to live with us when they are older? Are there any toxic family members we need to set boundaries with? What are your family's cultural expectations of marriage? So we just get to have an idea. Have you been married before? Do you have children from that marriage? Do you have any union you need to tell me about? How often should you visit your family in a year, for example? Do you believe in what happens in our home stays in our home? Are your siblings dependent on you financially? Would you prioritize your parents over your spouse in tough season? Now let's go to my next favorite, vision and purpose. These are the important questions to ask. Very important. Now let's go to number 1. What do you feel called to do with your life? What is God calling you to do right now? And how does marriage align or support that calling? Are you willing to relocate for your vision or purpose? What dream would you want me to support? Wow. Do you know your spiritual gifts? How do you want us to serve God as a couple? What does legacy mean to you? If we lost everything, what will still keep us together? Now, parenting and legacy. Very important. Ask these questions. Do you want children? How many? 2, what if I can't conceive naturally? What are your stance on IVF, adoption? What kind of parenting style do you prefer? Firm, gentle, and the rest? What kind? How involved should grandparents be in raising our kids? Do you believe in spanking, timeout, or gentle discipline? Would you be open to counseling if parenting causes division? How do your parents shape your views on discipline and love? What do you want to teach our children spiritually? Do you lead by example or you prefer leading by instruction? Now let's go to the fun, play, and relationship culture part. 1. What does fun look like to you in marriage? When you say having fun, how does it look like to you? Are you a PDA, that's a public display of affection kind of person, or you're the one that prefers it done privately? How often do we go on date nights? Weekly, monthly, or rarely? Hey, this one is important. Ask. Are you a surprise giver, a planner, or a routine lover? Do you dance? Would you even love to dance with me openly, or even as little as in the living room? Are you spontaneous with romance, or would you rather a checklist? What is one tradition you would love us to start as a couple? I see so many traditions in romantic movies and I love it. Even as little as eating together, it's a beautiful tradition. It can form up any tradition, even as much as not choosing to go to the bedroom with your phones. You go to the bed alone, just cuddle and snuggle up together till you sleep. You choose. And the last, these are my bonus. I'm just going to give you these bonuses. Bonus, deal breakers, and non-negotiable. I have 4 of them. Number 1 is, what is a deal breaker for you in the marriage? 2, what is a non-negotiable boundary I should never cross? Crossing boundaries in marriage. Let's just hear you out. Do you believe cheating is only physical or also emotional? And number 105 question, would you agree for us to choose love even on hard days? Would you agree to that? So all of this 105 questions are the questions you should ask your spouse. Better still is better to ask before you even say I do. I hope you got value from this. Do let me know that you got value. Do well to subscribe, do well to like, and share this with someone to be a blessing to them. I'll see you on my next video.